Last week on Facebook, I got dogged. And I got dogged by this guy. I guess I'm going to say he's another real estate coach. And I got dogged for one of my real estate scripts. And that is in the book of Yes, #1 best-selling book on Amazon for over a year, and still is. And he was dogging the script. And I guess it was, he was criticizing it for being too outdated. It was so 1990s, as if that somehow invalidated it because it worked in a conversation back then. I guess it shouldn't work today. And so he plays actually a clip of it, and then he proceeds to demonstrate him hanging up on me. So upset me just a little bit, but I got to thinking about it because, one, I know the script works. And the reason I know it works is because that script has made me over $1 million as a real estate agent, and it is still making countless real estate agents today lots of money, getting them lots of appointments and lots of listings using that very script. But I'll also acknowledge this, I'll admit this. That script has also gotten me thousands of no's. But that's the nature of scripts. That's the nature of prospecting. That's the nature of lead generation. And so I thought, but that video, that conversation of me getting dogged on Facebook, to me, it's a reflection of a big misconception, of a common misconception about using scripts and real estate scripts. So the book of Yes was me writing a book of scripts, the scripts that I've used for years, and about how to use scripts because there were so many misconceptions out there. But I wanted to shoot this video because, one, somehow I had to process my own irritation at getting dogged on Facebook without getting into a war, and understand something about prospecting for real estate, regardless of a script that you use, whether it's a great script or a mediocre script. Prospecting in real estate is a lot like taking a shot on goal in soccer. And that is that whenever a soccer player takes a shot on goal, the statistics and the odds are that he or she is going to miss most of the shots that they take on goal. Most of the time, the shot is going to get blocked or it's going to miss. That's just the reality of it. And that doesn't mean that it's a bad soccer shot or a good soccer shot or the good soccer player or a bad soccer player. It's just that's part of the game. So I wanted to talk today about what is it that makes most real estate scripts not work. Why do real estate scripts actually suck? And most of the time, real estate scripts actually suck. Now, they suck for me because sometimes I got bad responses. And so some of you if you've watched a lot of my YouTube videos, you may have heard me talk about the very first time I ever went door knocking. And it was a for sale by owner, walked up on his porch before I even got to the door to knock on the door, ring the doorbell. He yells out at me, "Are you a realtor?" And I'm like, I'm sure I said, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "Then get the blank off my porch." So scripts don't always work. That's just the nature of it. But why don't they work? Why do scripts not work? And there are 3 reasons that I believe most real estate scripts simply don't work. Number 1, because the script is BS. And that is, there's a lot of scripts out there that are simply, the script itself is BS. It's bad sales. It's bait and switch. It's bogus statistics. It's bluff strategies. It's using stuff that's really not true. And that's just BS. And sometimes they work. Yeah, absolutely. BS can work at times, but it shouldn't work. When it does, it does. But that's one of the reasons scripts don't work a lot of times is because we're using scripts that are they're too BS-y. They're just crap. The second reason that scripts don't work is because they are is what I'll just call amateurism. They're just being used like an amateur. And that is that the agent using them or the salesperson using them simply sounds like you're using a script. You sound nervous, you sound not certain, not confident, and it doesn't sound like a conversation. It sounds like you are now selling someone. And whenever you do that, it reminds me of what a famous Hollywood director, always has taught, and he says in Hollywood, they say, the script is the enemy. And it doesn't mean that they don't use scripts or that scripts are evil or bad, but his point was that until you own a script, till you internalize it so much that it becomes a natural part of your conversation, that it comes out of you totally natural, until, as long as it sounds like a script, it is an enemy. And in acting, as long as the actor sounds like he or she is using a script, it's the enemy. The key is to be able to internalize a great script so much so, to get it so much in your mind, in your heart, in your molecules, that the script becomes a part of you. And so one of my goals, and when I wrote the book of Yes, was to have a quality conversations that you can have with clients, with prospects, with leads that are legitimate, genuine, no BS conversations that your job is to master the script to the point that now you're simply having a conversation, and this simply directs you on how to have that conversation that leads the conversation in the right direction to get the best outcome. And most agents aren't willing to do the work to master the delivery. And so the script doesn't work because the one using it is using it like an amateur would use it. And then I believe the third reason why scripts don't work is because of selfishness. And what I mean by that is whenever my goal is just, I'm out for myself. I'm just here trying to serve me. I'm just here to get something for myself. And whenever you're doing it purely for selfish motivation, you're just out there to get a listing. You're just trying to get an appointment, trying to get a sale, and you're not really caring or listening to the seller, caring about the prospect. You don't care about the client. Then that people can feel that. People can sense that, and so you're going to automatically get resistance. And so really, I think there's two keys to this. So first, this isn't really a key. Just make sure that you're using scripts that are legitimate, straightforward conversations. The best scripts are question-based because they lead a conversation. I still believe these are the best scripts in the real estate industry today, and I put my money where my mouth is. If you order a copy of the book, you can get it on Amazon. And my money back guarantee is if you don't think the scripts are legit, the best scripts ever, that all you do is email me and we'll refund your money. Or you can send the book back to Amazon and they'll refund your money. But the point is that you want to have good scripts. But the secret to making the scripts work, number one, is to master the skills. You've got to be willing to do the work. Just like if you were playing a sport or playing a musical instrument, I don't care how good the musical instrument is, if you don't know how to play it with skill, it's not going to sound pretty, right? I don't care how great the choreography is. If you don't know how to dance the dance, then the choreography may be world class, but it's not going to be graceful and beautiful unless you master it. So number one key is to master the script, to master the delivery so it is a real conversation. And the beauty of that is when you actually master the conversation, and so that the conversation comes out naturally, now I can spend my attention on the client. I can spend my time listening to them instead of trying to figure out, okay, what am I supposed to say next? And instead of being in your head, now I'm actually in the conversation with the client because I know where the conversation should go and I know how to lead that with the right questions, otherwise known as a script. When you know the script, then whenever they throw you a curveball or something that doesn't naturally flow, you can literally dance with the person you're talking to with the script because you've internalized it. Now you're having a real, honest, legitimate conversation. So number one is to master the delivery, to master the skills of a great conversation. And number two is sincerity. And that is simply to be really interested in the person you're talking to. And it's not about me, it's about how can I help this client. And that to me is great sales. It's whenever I am working to lead the seller or the client or the prospect to a decision that is in their best interest, that's good for them. It's good for them, it's good for me. And then the final thing is simply to understand that sometimes you can do everything right, say everything right, have the best script, have the best delivery, have the best heart. And if they're not interested, sometimes they will still say no. Sometimes their belief or their irritation is so high or their belief is so negative or so skeptical that they're still going to simply say no. The script still may not work even when you do everything right. And in that case, you simply have to have the tenacity to not let the reaction or the response of one person or any group of people make you go like, oh, I guess this doesn't work. right? You've got to be willing to have the tenacity to know that I'm doing the right thing. I'm mastering the skill. My heart is right. I'm doing it for the right reason. And you simply have to be willing to go through the no's to get to the yeses. Master the skills, have the tenacity, have the sincerity to really care about the people you're talking to, and you will always win because you can always expect yes. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share this video because I think there's too many misconceptions out there about real estate scripts. The world, the industry needs to know. Share it, comment on it, let me know. Thanks. Talk soon.